tensor fasciae latae, and it's this triangular shaped muscle that lies in the pocket of the flank. If you think about it, it's got 3 names, or 3 words in its name, 3 points, so TFL, tensor fasciae latae, and meats, this is called the tri-tip. So if you've ever had a tri-tip steak, that's what you're eating. This muscle right here, the large muscle of the rump, is called the gluteus medius, and deep to it, or underneath it, is the deep gluteal muscle. So you can kind of see it right here. It lies directly underneath the gluteus medius. Next we have the biceps femoris. So just like we had the biceps brachii that was associated with the arm, the biceps femoris is the 2-headed muscle associated with the femur. So the large head is here, the small head is here. Underneath, and it runs all the way up here. Underneath the biceps femoris is the sciatic nerve. The sciatic nerve branches off of the spinal cord, goes through the obturator foramen and the os coxae, and goes down the leg. So if you've ever fallen on your rear end and it hurts down your leg, it's because you're applying pressure to this nerve. Just like some people who have ruptured discs in their lower back, or they have vertebral problems, they can lose feeling in their lower legs because it's applying or losing function in this nerve. So biceps femoris is there. The quadricep lies in the front part of the thigh. It's 4 muscles. The biggest muscle, or the most powerful muscle in the group, lies in the middle, and you can see one of the seams right there and the other seam right there, and that's the rectus femoris. So rectus femoris is what gives it the animal propulsion. It allows it to move forward with force. Rectus femoris. The other 3 muscles are called the vastus muscles, or the vastus group. The most lateral, or the one on the outside, and you can see the seam right there, is the vastus lateralis. So vastus lateralis goes right here, lies on the lateral side of the rectus femoris. The vastus medialis, you can see the seam right there, is the most medial of the vastus group. It's medial to the rectus femoris. So it's this group right here, the vastus medialis. The most intermediate, or the one lying right on top of the femur, is called the vastus intermedius. So you have vastus intermedius, vastus lateralis, rectus femoris, and vastus medialis. Collectively, if we have it like this and put a pin through it, we want it to be quadriceps femoris. If we want the individual parts, we will identify them like this. All 4 of the muscles insert into the patella. Then at the back leg, or the back side of the limb, we have the semitendinosus, and it's a parallel-oriented muscle. If you've gone to the grocery store and seen an eye of round steak, that's where it comes from. It's very round, very symmetrical. It's really tough because it does have parallel fibers. So it's important not to confuse the semitendinosus with the long head or the short head of the biceps femoris. A lot of people will see this muscle tagged and they'll call it the semitendinosus. So make sure that you can tell where the biceps end and where the semitendinosus end, or where it begins. Right behind it, if you're looking from the back side of the animal, you'll have the biceps femoris, semitendinosus, semimembranosus, and the gracilis. So if we keep going, the gracilis is the groin muscle. It's going to be the most medial of the muscles that we'll look at. Directly underneath it, we have the spam muscles. This strap-like muscle right here is the sartorius. So it looks like a long strap running from the hip all the way to the tibia. Sartorius, this small one here that has the long tendon attached to it, is called the pectineus. It's the smallest muscle of the medial thigh, pectineus. And this muscle right here that looks like a triangle, that when it contracts, it brings the limb inward, is called the adductor. And this back muscle that lies directly underneath the semitendinosus is called the semimembranosus right here. So it's S-P-A-M, or spam. And then from the side, it's G-M-T, gracilis, semimembranosus, semitendinosus.